Hello everyone, I'm Cassandra.
And I'm Mom.
And this is Millennial Mom. And in today's video, we are here to recap 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 2, Episode 7. I'm your baby tonight. I don't know the rest.
It's I'm Not Your Baby, not the Whitney Houston song.
Well, that's what I thought it said. So, let's get into the video. So first, we're going to start off with Kenny and Armando because nothing happened. It was literally just a filler of like 5 minutes.
Pretty much.
So if y'all want to recap on that, Armando made him a cute craft because Armando said Kenny loves when he does crafts.
He's very crafty. I wish I was crafty. I saw that. I was like, that's cute, but I would probably mess that up.
But then I was like, okay, so what is Kenny going to bring to the table? But we saw what he brought to the table. The apartment that they're living in with the nice view. I was like, okay, Kenny. And I guess Armando can hang up the craft and the dog Truffle can come. And now we're just waiting for Hannah.
Not come. It's coming. We move on to Ariana and Biniyam. Ariana's mom's coming to see the apartment, and they're nervous, of course. Well, I think she's more nervous than him because Biniyam doesn't see anything wrong with it. I mean, he's used to the house, the conditions, and whatever. And so now her mom's arrived. She's looking around. She's like, well, you know.
Lots of shade she threw.
She did. You know, she told her daughter, which her daughter knows anyways, you know, I've been around the world and I've seen different places and different countries, but this one has a lot of poverty. And she just doesn't feel like it's safe for the baby. So when she goes into the apartment, she's like even more concerned. And they go to show her the kitchen, the bathroom. And you know what? I still need someone to explain to me whose shoes are those.
We're never going to find out whose shoes are. Okay.
Well, when her mom looks around, she's like, that's the bathroom? She said, well, how'd you wash yourself? She's like, oh, I just washed my bottom half. I'm thinking, okay, at least you watched something, right? So they asked Biniyam, where are we going to stay? Like, where's the apartment? And he says, well, we have our new apartment, but it's not ready yet. So they're renovating it pretty much. And it'll be ready in 2 weeks. Later in the afternoon, they go see the apartment. Now, it looks like it's a little different neighborhood. Not quite the same, I guess. But they go upstairs, they open the door, and what's in there? Plaster, siding, paint.
Everything's not done, basically.
Right. Well, he did say that before he got there.
Okay, so when I hear someone say that they're renovating the apartment, I'm thinking everything's already set up. Maybe they're going to put in a new appliance, maybe paint over something, add a light fixture. They're flipping that apartment. And he's going to flip it in 2 weeks. Not going to happen.
Well, no, it's not going to happen. But he tried to convince them, and the mom shut it down. She's like, no, this is not going to happen. And even Ariana's like, yeah, like 2 weeks is too short. And he should know her expectations. And I'm thinking, well, you should have let him know your expectations, and maybe you could have helped out a little bit, because if he had as many part-time jobs as he says he did, maybe he could have did better. But earlier in the episode, he said that he didn't have it the way Ariana thought he had it. Like, he just doesn't have the money.
Well, also, she said that he didn't tell her this because they talked every day for 3 hours for 3 months or however long they were separated from each other. So I guess I can see what he was trying to make it like a surprise for her, which I'm glad at the end they were like thankful for it. But at the same time, I kind of didn't like the way her mom was talking to him. Like, oh, you know, you need to fix this and this is dangerous and all other stuff. I'm like, of course he knows that, you know?
Well, he's going to do the best he can. And I think eventually they're going to move from that apartment, which they haven't technically moved into, to somewhere else that Ariana and her family can help them out. That's what I think. Now we move on to Deavan and Jihoon. It's the next morning. Well, you know what? Last week was the next morning. So is it still the next morning or the continuation of the morning? I think it's the continuation of the morning.
Google with the continuation of the morning.
So Jihoon comes back. He asks to talk to Deavan again, and they're outside with a translator. And Jihoon apologizes to Deavan. He said he knows he made a mistake, and Deavan's just like not here for that. She's not hearing it. She's like, you could have told me before we came. You could have did better. Just everything. She's like, where's the money? He said, well, I only work part-time jobs, and it's not enough. It's enough, like maybe for him, $2,000 to $3,000 a month, but he got a part-time job so he could get more rest. I was like, what?
But resting, what is he doing while he's resting? Is he making money while he's resting? Because if he's not making money while he's resting, then he needs a second job if he knows that he's having a whole family coming for him.
And that the money he actually makes goes into his mom's checking account so she can hold on to the money.
Wait, so he doesn't have his own checking account on top of him having a part-time job?
No, because he said he wasn't good at managing money, so clearly he just use it for whatever.
Deavan didn't know none of this. Did she ask these questions in the first season? Because I don't know if she did or not.
Deavan asked these questions, but again, what did she say? You lied to me. You lied to me. She even went home, came back. You lied to me to even come back here. Deavan said she worked 17 hours with her job back in the States, took care of the family, to do things for them in the States. And when they got here, and she's like, it's like you only wanted me to use my money. Like you just saving your money so I can use my money. She goes, I gave up my car, my house, everything to come here. And all he could say was, I'm sorry. He said, I didn't go to the best university. Just making all kind of excuses or reasons as to why he's in a position.
No, those were excuses.
As to why he is not in a better position. So Deavan tells him she's not sure she wants to stay in a relationship, and she's going to the hotel with her mom and the kids to take time to think about it. And Deavan goes back in, and Jihoon walks away. And I'm like, well, Jihoon, you could stay there. You don't have to go back to your mom's house.
Honestly, if I was Deavan, since I already paid for this apartment for the month, I'm staying here for what I paid for.
Moving back to India, we have Jenny and Sumit. Jenny and Sumit go out today. They meet up with Sumit's friend Nareesh. Right? Nareesh? I believe so.
You said it right.
And they go out on the lake, it looks like, to paddle boat. And Jenny's like, whose idea is this? I'm thinking you didn't know where you were going, Jenny. But they go out, they relax. She's happy to be out. And conversation comes up from Jenny to Nareesh to ask, how come you didn't tell me he was married? How come you kept this from me? And me personally, I didn't think it was his place to tell Jenny Sumit was married. That's on Sumit. You can't blame your friends for keeping your secret.
I mean, of course, his friend wasn't going to tell her, and of course Jenny was going to ask him that question. That's just a question that you would ask. And it's a question that Jenny should have already knew, in my opinion.
Well, she said that men in India are really close-knit together when they're friends, so she understands why he kept a secret to support his friend. Jenny asked Nareesh, so I heard you're getting divorced too, so how's that going? He's like, well, it's been 4 years now. She said, huh? 4 years. Huh? I was like, you heard what he said, Jenny?
Right.
4 years. So she turned to Sumit. It's like, yours can take that long? He's like, no. I have the money to pay.
I'm surprised he wasn't like, huh? Right along with Jenny after she asked that question.
Well, Nareesh co-signed that. Was like, well, if he has the money, it shouldn't take that long. And Nareesh said, see, his friend was putting Sumit on Front Street. It was like, you need to promise Jenny that you're going to take her to the lawyer. He's like, yeah, I'll take her tomorrow. She's like, yeah, because I need to see that because I came all the way here without those papers, and I really want to get married to you. So we'll see if he really did do the money and get the divorce going. But
we know that he said he paid the first half of the $10,000 to his friend. Now we just have to find out if that's really true and if the papers are going through. And for our final couple, it's Brittany and Yazan. So we see Yazan come back to the hotel room with flowers because he wanted to, 1, halfway apologize, 2, get with the plan of the day, which was meeting the parents to talk about getting married.
Not just the plan of the day of getting married, to make sure Brittany has a hijab to be respectful inside his parents' house.
And what tripped me out about this portion of the scene was that we see flashback pictures, and we have Brittany talking about how she wore a hijab the first time she went to go meet his parents, and now for the second time because she's American and they need to respect her culture as well, that she doesn't want to wear a hijab. But it's like, if you wore it the first time and 1, that's their religion belief, and 2, that's what they do in their house, you should do it the second time. That's like someone telling you can't wear shoes in their house the first time, but then you go wear shoes in their house the second time.
Exactly. It's the whole cultural belief. And there's no way Brittany would have even been able to walk in that house without a hijab, because you saw what Yazan said. He was like, no, babe. You have to wear this. Like, you have to do it. She's like, well, I'll do it when I get in the car, and I'll do it. I mean, Brittany was very hyped this episode. I thought a lot of it was very childish, very inappropriate, because you came here to marry Yazan. At least that's what you said. And to get all hyped up because now he wants you to deal with things in his culture and learn what they do, and especially for the women, that's what you have to do. So getting upset and cussing up a storm is not helping the situation at all.
Yeah, and he was trying to calm her down while they're in the car, calling her a baby and all that other stuff. And I kind of felt like that was just a little condescending on Yazan's part, but I didn't really take it that deep until we get later into the parents' house.
Right. Didn't take it that deep, but would Brittany say the title of the show this time? I'm not your baby.
Right. And I also didn't really like how she was throwing back in his face, like, oh, if you really wanted someone in your Muslim faith, you should have just married your cousin.
I was like,
girl, she brought all the smoke.
So now they make it to the parents' house. Everyone's cordial, inviting her in, saying hello. They sit there. The parents are asking questions. The dad is asking, so when are you going to get married? You can get married on Sunday. You're going to sign the papers. And Brittany's like, this Sunday? He's like, yeah, Sunday. No, I have to wait for my parents and my family to come with their tickets, things like that. Just making all kind of excuses. And the family can tell that something's not right. And Yazan's like, calm down, baby, calm down. She's like, no, I'm not your baby. You don't tell me that. And the mom is like...
No, it was the mom who started it all off. And I was surprised. I thought it was going to be the dad who was going to be popping off. But no, the mom was like, you need to tell her that this is not how you talk to your man in this country. And I don't appreciate how you got my son out here, 26 years old. I'm saying it's like it was my mom. I'm translating. My son 26 years old out here in the streets, not married. You done came 2-3 times. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but what the mom did say, and Brittany should have took heed to that, was once you get married over here, you forget about your family. And Brittany, what she was in the car about the American culture. So I just find it very strange that she didn't know this in the strict Muslim Islamic country, because the dad even asked through Yazan, did you read up about anything in Islam? She's like, no. All this stuff. So Brittany can't get upset about what she's doing because she really brought this upon herself. And really one of the main things that she's upset about is because she knows she's not divorced yet, and she's afraid to say, well, now you know why.
They were putting the pressure on her, and she can feel it even though she didn't know the language. But at the same time, she was also deflecting. And the family weren't taking that. But I also didn't like how Yazan's mom was like, oh, when he says that you're his baby, you have to say I'm his baby back. I'm like, no, but Brittany, once again, already knew this coming in, especially all the social media stuff that the dad said he wasn't like, called her a prostitute. I'm glad she didn't know the language, so she didn't hear it. But I'm just like, Yazan, translate. Because she's over here getting berated and bombarded, even though she kind of deserves it a little bit. But it's like, it was no communication.
It was too late to translate or have communication because the mom, Yazan's mom, was already going off. She didn't like the vibe or whatever Brittany was saying back. I mean, I think the parents know maybe a few words of English. I don't know, but it seemed like it just by the response back. So if Yazan did translate, he was going against his family, and that's not normally their culture. And so Brittany's standing outside like, I'm sorry I don't know about Arabic. I'm sorry I'm not Muslim. I'm sorry this, I'm sorry that. You're not sorry, Brittany. You knew this. You knew this. Again, like you said, she was deflecting from what she wasn't trying to say. So, oh, boy.
Okay, so that was the end of this week's episode. And I kind of felt like this week's episode was like a filler episode. They could have like meshed with next week's and put it together.
I think these episodes should be like 2 hours long anyways.
Yeah, they should. Just to show all the couples. But I'm excited to see Coty, a.k.a. Tim, go to Melissa.
Actually, it's Tim, a.k.a. Colty.
go to Melissa and Columbia because I'm really interested to see their dynamics as of now. Because I know Mom had her little 2 cents in our other episode, so I want to see if she's right.
Well, I'm excited to see everybody. I'm not necessarily looking forward to Tim because their storyline, there's got to be something else we don't know. But Kenny and Armando, check. Sumit and Jenny, courthouse, check. Yazan Brittany, how you getting back to the hotel? Check. Ariana and Biniyam, check. Where you gonna live? So I'm just waiting on the whole episode in general. Again, it was a filler episode. I guess it's leading us up to some type of drama, and I'm here for it.
Well, let us know what you all think in the comments down below about this week's episode and what you think is going to happen in next week's episode. So don't forget to like this video, to share this video to other people who watch 90 Day Fiancé or 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, and you become one of our wonderful subscribers.
Thank you all for watching, and as always, live simply, be grateful.